the sun. Goodness gracious. Hang on, we may have to adjust. That's a little bit better. Y'all can see my, my shirts I got hanging on the clothesline. Oh, me. Hey, y'all. I noticed Sammy said hi. Hi, Sammy. Thank you for being the first one here with me. If you're watching this after it's live, I'm going to give it a minute and let everybody get on. So you can either sit here and hang out with me or you can fast forward a little bit. Yay, there's some of my friends. I was just saying I may have to move these shirts that I got hanging on the clothesline. I thought, oh, they'll block the sun from being right in my face. Well, you can see the clothes. You can see the shadow of the clothes hanging. So I'm trying something different. Hey, everybody. Oh, I'm so excited to see everybody on here. Totally making my day, y'all. So I've got the iPad, and my thought was, so can I not see my own video on here? I thought maybe I could get on here and look at comments, because you know how I've been touching the screen and scrolling. I thought, oh wait, I think I can. Yeah, so I can actually like look at the comments on here. Hi, localish friend. Hi. The shadows are okay. Thank you. I was like, well, I literally just hung this stuff up before I sat down. And I noticed where the sun was at, and I was like, oh, it'll block the sun from being in my face. Huntsville, you ain't far at all. You're very close. I have some family that lives in Arab, so kind of in between you and me. But I'm not far at all. Actually, I've got family in Huntsville. My niece goes to school at a school in Huntsville. Or close. Hi, Bert. Hi, Lisa. From Mississippi. You're not far either. You got my Dr. Thunder. Maybe y'all got you a drink and a comfortable place to hang out with me for a little while. I'm happy that you caught the live. See, I can keep up with the comments pretty good on here, but for some reason, I don't know if it's when it goes for a minute without there being a comment and it goes away, or maybe I don't have something set right. That's when I was having to touch it and scroll and it was shaking you all over the place. I think that's what it is. I think if it goes for a minute without a comment, it goes away. Tennessee, Georgia, Central Georgia. I got family in Georgia too. Like McDonough area. Missouri. I've never been to Missouri. My sister, they had hunting land in Missouri. She said it was beautiful. I'd love to go visit. You're my only localish person I know besides my hubby. Well, how about that? Maybe we need to meet up sometime then and hang out. Athens. I was trying to remember where you were from. I knew it was close. I was like trying to think of some other people that were in that area. Pisgah. Kentucky, Arkansas. Y'all are awesome. Like, how cool is it that the internet brings us all together? And like people who are right down the road that I would have, never known, and people from all over the country and the world. They're people from other. Welty, well, you sure enough close. You are sure enough close. You're just a hop, skip, and jump away. Florida. Got family in Florida too. Lakeland, Florida. Texas, that's another place I'd like to go. Oh, I love seeing where everybody's from. That's really neat. Washington State, how about that? I'm also seeing all these wonderful names that I read comments from on my videos, and I wanted to tell you thank you. I always love seeing reoccurring names. People I get to hang out with, people that watch my videos. And I get to sit here and hang out together. You my West Virginia friend, Sammy. Oh, I would in a heartbeat. I'd love to come to West Virginia. Y'all, I ain't never been nowhere. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. Justin, when he was younger, he traveled pretty much all over the United States with his grandparents. Does Dr. Thunder taste like Dr. Pepper? I think so. You know what, though? Like, I like the cans, but I've tried to get it in the bottles before, and I don't like it in the bottles. Is that odd? I don't know. If you're going to try it, try it in a can. I don't care for the ones in the bottles, but Justin, when he was younger, he traveled everywhere. His grandparents, they're big campers, RVers, and he would travel everywhere with them. He went, you know, as far north as Maine. He's been to New York. He's been pretty far out west. I don't think he's ever been to California, Oregon, Washington. I don't think he's ever been that far. Trying to think of some places he said. I don't think he's been to the Dakotas. You know where I've been? Alabama, Georgia, Florida, Tennessee. And I've traveled, I think, through Mississippi, going to the west side of Tennessee. I feel like maybe once. I ain't never been nowhere. I think I saw somebody say they liked the braids. Thank you. My hair has gotten long enough again that this is kind of my go-to. My go-to hairstyle. I watch you all the time. Just don't comment. And I understand that. Sometimes I'll get in a spell where I'm watching my friends on TV. And like I'll pull it up on the TV. And I'm like, I'm going to remember to grab my phone out and go back to this video and leave comments. And then I don't ever get around to it. I'm like, they probably think I ain't watching them. I get it. I totally get it. But I do love it when you are able to comment. Well, one, it helps the channel. That's why I always try to remember to go back and comment on videos, because it does help my channel when you like, comment, interact, those kinds of things. But most importantly, I just love being able to talk to y'all and to read your comments and hear what you have to say. So, I totally get it. I totally get it if you're not able to comment much, but I love it when I do get to read your comments. I'm a Dr. Pepper addict too. Dr. Pepper Anonymous, is that when we need to start our own group? I don't know. I tell myself sometimes, I'm like, I'm going to stop drinking Dr. Pepper's, Dr. Thunders. And here we are. And here we are. My dad traveled to Muscle Shoals because of his job. Family in Florence. Yes! I try to like and comment every video. Miss Alma, you are one, I'm like, I can always count. There's those ones I'm like, they gonna comment on every video and like it. I know they are. And so if you're ever like missing, I'm like, something wrong? What happened? Louisiana. It's another place I would like to go. And it ain't that far. I gotta start getting out more, don't I? And being at home, don't get me wrong. I think that I've been that way just because I love being at home. I grew up in a family that, you know, loved, my dad especially. He loved being at home. We were talking about that the other day. Me and Justin and Audrey. We had said something about going somewhere in Easton. Can y'all hear the chicks? I didn't think about that. They're over there chirping and talking. It was warm, so I set them outside today. But we were talking about going somewhere, and Easton said, oh, I don't want to go. I just want to stay home. And Justin said something. I'm like, he comes by honest. Because, and I was bringing up different family members, myself included a lot of times, where it's like, just want to be at home. Don't want to go far. But Justin's like, that's not me. I want to go and see and do. And Audrey's like, me too. And I do love going and doing, don't get me wrong, but I like being at home too. How's homeschooling going? It's going great. It's going great. This year I've really taken kind of a slower approach to it, a more laid back approach. That's probably what I should say. And we've not been moving as fast. We've not been trying to cram as much into our days. I've been more intentional this year, and I have said it in the past, and those who homeschool are going to know what I'm talking about. I've said in the past, oh, make the curriculum work for you, not you for the curriculum. And believed that with all my heart, but I still found myself like, we can't skip lessons. We have to stay on track. We got to do this. We got to do that. And this year, and maybe it's just one of those things that's come with time, but this year I found myself like looking at the lesson going, we can do this. We don't have to do that. Or we'll skip this one. Or we'll go on to this one. Or we'll work on this longer. And that's been really nice. It's been really nice. I think it's been beneficial for all of us. New subscriber. I saw your comment earlier where you were saying that you were a new subscriber and that you were excited to join the live tonight. I'm so happy to have you here. So happy to have you here and hope you get to learn a little bit more about me. I'm glad we get to hang out in real time. More comments about my hair and braids. Thank y'all. Oh, somebody said, Cindy said, I love the honey, the garlic honey in the jar. What about ginger? I haven't really thought about that. I mentioned that I have seen people use onion and do the same thing. I hadn't really thought about ginger. I may have to do some research on that. Kind of along those same lines. I was working on a video today. I filmed it yesterday. I think it's going to go out hopefully Tuesday or Wednesday of next week. It's got a sponsorship in it, so I have to wait on them to get back with me and whatnot. But the goldenrod. There it is. The goldenrod is starting to bloom, and I was cutting some of that to dry in that video. So do y'all save goldenrod too? Y'all dry out goldenrod? How is Paw Paw? Paw Paw's doing good. He is. You know what I've been meaning to do? And I've been meaning to ask him because I had a couple people leave comments and say that they'd love to hear more from Paw Paw. And I feel like he has a lot of good stories to share, a lot of wisdom to share. And I thought it might be fun to sit down and just set the camera up and sit there and talk to Paw Paw for a little while. Would y'all enjoy that? I think you would. I know I would. I'd love to have the video to go back and look on, but just let him tell you about his childhood. I've heard some really interesting stories. I love the story of how he met Mama. I love all that. I love listening to him talk about it. I love listening to the stories about how they farmed when he was younger, the things they grew, the way they took the stuff and would sell it to make money. I love hearing all about that. And I think it'd be fun to sit down and just let him talk. Just set the camera up and sit down and have a conversation with him. What do you think is the best? So talking about curriculum, we love BJU Press. That's what we've used for the last 2-3 years, something like that. And I will incorporate other things here and there. But I love BJU, especially for younger ages. I like it because, one, if you're new to homeschooling, the teacher book has almost like word for word what you can say if you need help with that. Like you say this, they can answer back with this, but you don't have to use that. You don't have. And as we've gone into it more and more, I've done more of the just kind of doing my own thing. And it's also pretty rigorous, especially as they get older. Easton is in 6th grade now, and we were doing some math earlier that I was thinking like, goodness gracious, we're at that stage, aren't we? We're at that stage And it's a pretty rigorous program as they get older. But I love BJU. Like I said, I incorporate other things here and there, and have definitely done a better job this year making a curriculum work for us. There's some great ones out there, though. Some great ones. We've used master books before and liked it. We've done some of the good and the beautiful science units, loved them. We've done some of the gather around, and I really liked the way it was laid out. It's kind of, so there's different age groups, but you're all kind of studying the same thing. So you sit down together, and they have different, I guess, levels of intensity when it comes to their work, but you're all talking about the same thing, doing the same thing. When I first started that, though, Huddy was in kindergarten, and it was the first year that they came out with a separate curriculum, like kindergartners. And I thought, well, I'm doing this because I want us all to sit down and do school together, and it kind of defeats the purpose if I have to pull him to the side. So that's kind of, we moved away from gather round, but I do like it as well. So that's some good ones that you could look into. Sugar-free Dr. Pepper. I don't know that have I ever tried the sugar-free ones? Maybe. If I have, it's been a while. Maybe I need to look into that. Or is it kind of like the diet ones? Because I've tried to do diet and I get headaches. I think it's from the sweetener that they put in them. I don't know. Sometimes diet gives me a headache. I don't mind the taste of the diet. I could drink it with a taste, but something in it gives me a headache, which means it ain't good for me. I keep telling myself things are okay in moderation. Sometimes I don't have moderation. Do a live with Pawpaw. That would be fun, wouldn't it? That would be fun. I wonder how that would go. Would love some old timer story. I love listening to people, the older generations, tell stories of how things were when they were younger, the work they did, the way their families operated. I love it. Look, we've lost the shadows. The sun's gone out enough that you don't have the shadows of my shirts hanging up anymore. Hello from Virginia. I can't wait. You know what? I'm gonna scroll back and just kind of glance through them. I love seeing where everybody's from. South Carolina. I don't think I saw that one earlier. I watch all the time too, and I always give a thumbs up. Thank you. How are you doing, Miss Alma? I saw your comment about watching even when you were in the hospital. Several of my loyal friends on here have been sick or had health issues lately. I have been praying hard for you. I've talked to some of you over on Instagram and different things, and I have been praying. Health insurance. Woo! Get me started on that one. Has anybody got any fun plans for the weekend? I'd love to hear what y'all got planned for the weekend. Justin and I are actually going to go do something fun together tomorrow. We haven't done that in a while. Maybe I haven't decided yet if I'm going to take the camera with me and vlog, or if we're just going to go and hang out. Pennsylvania. Speak of the devil. He just got home from work. He's a sweet angel. Y'all don't tell him I said that. He's sweet as can be. But we do have plans to go do something together tomorrow. So we ain't done that in a while, just the two of us. So that'll be fun. Y'all got any fun plans for the weekend? Talk about being homebodies. I don't get out much. We're getting out tomorrow. It's gonna be raining. Oh, we need some rain. Oh, Audrey is such a helper. I tell you what, I don't know what I'd do without her. Don't know. All the kids are great. The boys, especially as they've gotten older, they're good about stepping up and helping even when they're not asked. But Audrey, she's been, y'all, she's just, God made her with such a humble, helping heart. She has always been my helper. Um, she's a sweet soul, that girl. Coldish, rainy weather. I may have to water the garden tonight. We haven't gotten any rain in a while. And I don't water the garden a lot. I've had some people ask me about that before. Yeah, do you water your garden in the morning or in the afternoon or every day? Or I don't water it much. Pawpaw never did. Um, if the plants or seedlings are small and it's gone a while without raining, I'll water it. And once they have a decent root system, I don't hardly ever water it. I mean, we'd have to really go a long time without water, without rain. But with that said, it's been a while. With that said, it's been a while, and everything needs a good drink of water. So I may have to do that this afternoon. And I think, oh, you know what else I really enjoyed last time we had a live was hearing what everybody was doing for dinner, because I got some really good ideas. I went through and like wrote some of them down, different things that I wanted to try. So what are y'all having for dinner tonight? We're having hot dogs. We're gonna grill hot dogs. I grilled some chicken night before last, something like that, and it took me forever to get the charcoal lit. I about gave up, and I'm the kind of person that's like, I can do anything. I can do it. I can make it happen. We're gonna get this done. That's the kind of person I am. So I didn't even think twice about it. Justin's usually the one that grills, but I was like, oh yeah, come on, let's go light this charcoal. He can light the charcoal tonight. God gave us different strengths, and mine's not lighting charcoal. Are you able to keep a garden year round where you're at? Our garden's already dying because it's getting cold at night. So I try to do, for a long time, all I did was like the spring summer garden. And then I was like, why am I not planting a fall and even winter garden? There are things that even, like, they're better once you get a frost. There are things that I can grow, and the ground doesn't freeze here. So even if things get a light frost, they're still fine. Like different greens, chards, beets, rutabagas, those kinds of things. That's what I have in the ground right now. We've got some turnip greens, mustard greens. We're growing them for the greens. And then we've got some sugar snap peas. We've got carrots, radishes, beets, rutabagas, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, those kinds of things planted right now. And as long as they get up and going before a frost, they'll be fine. I'm in zone 7B, so we do have warmer weather for a while. It started to get down into like the 50s at night, some nights here. But even with that, like in the greenhouse, I still got tomatoes growing in the greenhouse, y'all. How about that? The other tomatoes are long gone, and the heat is what got them. It got to a point where it was so hot. And just, after a certain amount of time, pest pressure, disease, those kinds of things. But I still have tomatoes growing in the greenhouse. I also have a watermelon growing in the greenhouse. Not real sure how it got there. Apparently the seed got dropped at some point. and God decided he's going to bless us with a watermelon. So maybe it'll do something. I don't know. And then peppers, they're still going good out here. We didn't take those up when we took up the rest of the summer garden. They're still doing good. We got some pumpkins growing. Flowers are still doing really well. I think I'm going to have to probably, the butterflies have about moved on. So the flowers may come up soon just because they're shaded. They've got, some of them are 10 feet tall, y'all. Some of them are 10 feet tall, and they're shading out my cabbage and stuff. So they may have to come up soon. But I used to not do that whole fall and winter garden, and then I was like, why am I not? Let's grow some of those things that like cooler weather too. It doesn't ever get so cold here that the ground freezes. Oh, let me look at some of these things y'all are having. Poor man taters, Sammy, y'all. It is that. Oh my goodness, so good, so good. Stacy over at Fat Man and Big Mom is where I got that from, and we love poor man taters around here. Wasn't they good? Dear chili Frito pies. See, y'all, I love this because I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna write this stuff down. Like, we haven't done that in forever. Chili dogs, homemade chili. It's that time, ain't it, y'all? Stuffed peppers with garlic bread. I just love you. I love you too. It's just me and my two youngest boys fixing ramen noodles. That's why hey, we do that too. That's a hit on Feed Yourself Night. Everybody's like, let's get out the ramen noodles. And I started calling them ramen noodles since I've been doing YouTube, because I got corrected so many times, and you know, I hear other people say it. I found a few people who will say it like I used to. I grew up calling them ramen noodles. I did. It's what I called them. Is anybody else? I found myself, not purposely, because y'all, even when people make fun of the way I talk or the way I say something, I'm not changing it. Like, this is me. This is who I am. But as country as it gets, and that, you know, it just is what it is. I'm not changing anything on purpose. But I found myself gravitating towards, you didn't get formula, did you? We came back out and got in the car and asked him to pick up some formula on the way home. I'm like, yeah, you forgot it, didn't you? But I found myself saying ramen without really meaning. Like, I just changed without trying. But I grew up calling them ramen noodles. Salmon, macaroni salad, peas, fried apple, glazed. That's a meal right there. And one that my Audrey would be all over. Like, that has her written all over it. That salmon and macaroni salad and glazed carrots. Ramen noodles. I am what I am. Yes, Sammy. That's just, I mean, I am what I am. I'm not going to get started on something. Y'all, I had something that I was like, thinking about sharing in a Friday back porch chat, or just within a video or something that's been on my heart for a while. Am I going to get started on it? I don't know. We'll see. It looks like it's heading in that direction. Love your nail color. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. I think it was called Teddy Bear. French onion pork chops. Ooh, that sounds good. Veggie soup. You know what I miss? My mama used to can vegetable soup. That was just, there's certain things, and I was thinking about that the other day. I like to try to can all these different things. And Mama, even when I would, like, when she was still alive and I was canning with her, she'd be all about it. If I'd come to her and be like, I got this new canning recipe, let's try it. She'd be like, okay. Like, she encouraged that. But her and Papa always had, like, the same things that they always did. And they would do a large amount of it. Because I found myself, like, I'll can 8 jars of something, I'll go on and can 8 jars of something else, and 8 jars of something else, and 8 jars of something else. And I'm like, I need to do more like what Mama and Papa did. I love trying the new things, don't get me wrong. But they had the same things that they did year after year after year. And it would be tomato juice, it would be vegetable soup, it would be green beans, it would be purple peas, and then they always canned salsa, not because they ate it. They didn't touch it, but they canned it for us. They would keep it and they would send jars home with us from time to time. And she always did blackberry jelly. Not towards her later years, but I remember Papa would go out and pick wild blackberries, and then Mama would can blackberry jelly, and it was my favorite. It was my favorite. And but those were the things that they always did, and they did pepper sauce to eat like on turnip greens and stuff. But those were the things that they did, and they did them year after year, and they'd can 70, 80, 100 jars of green beans or whatever. And then she had certain things she put in the freezer. She always put fried okra, fried squash, and corn in the freezer. And, you know, she had plenty of all of those things to last them all year. Well, we say all year. People who try to put up food for long-term storage, especially if you garden, you know that you're eating fresh out of the garden while you can. So the things that from late spring through summer and into fall, like the things I was talking about planting now, you're eating that fresh out of the garden while you can, and you're preserving for the months after, like into winter up until spring and into summer when you have a garden again. But when you're preserving that large amount of food, because Mama didn't buy stuff from the grocery store. She didn't. I can't ever remember her buying. She may buy some random vegetables from the grocery store from time to time, but it was not often. It was not often at all. And I'll do grocery hauls now, and people be like, "You don't buy enough produce. You don't." I'm thinking, most of the time those people don't really follow our family, or they would know. Like, why would I buy it at the store? Why would I buy it at the store if I don't have to? I don't even know where I was going with that. Was I sharing something and just went off on a rabbit trail and didn't even share what I was trying to share? I don't know. See, I love that we all say things different. Like raspberry jelly. Talking about canned stuff. Back when my grandparents had a garden, my grandmother would can or freeze everything. The freezer would be full, storage bill. Yes, yes. Mama and Pawpaw had shelves in the back of every closet. Pawpaw built shelves in the back of every closet, and that's where they would put all their canned stuff. And then they ended up putting like an extra pantry type thing out in their laundry room where she would keep stuff. But talking about canned stuff and talking about canning with Mama, so we opened a can of salsa that had Mama's handwriting on the top of it a couple of weeks ago. And y'all, am I going to get emotional? Lord have mercy. But it had Mama's handwriting on the top of it. And I knew when we opened it, I just happened to find it. I didn't think I had anything that Mama had canned left. I didn't think that we had anything left. I knew there was probably some stuff at Mama and Papa's house, but here I didn't have any. And I don't even know how much of it is left there because, I mean, you can it to eat, right? Well, I happened to find this salsa, and Justin had even been saying, it was I think right before we had canned salsa this year. And Justin said, man, I'd really like to have some salsa. And yeah, I could have gone to the store and bought salsa or whatever, but we like to use what we've grown and canned ourselves. And I said, well, we'll can some soon. And I just happened to find this can of salsa, this jar of salsa. in the pantry. And so we opened it up and we ate it, and I thought, this is the last I have of what Mama had her hands on. But, and it was, you know, it's one of those things too. It's like she canned it so we would eat it. She canned it so we would eat it. She canned it so we would eat it. But I wanted to hoard that last jar of salsa. And I didn't. We opened it, we ate it, and then I was like, gosh, I wish I hadn't done that. And y'all, you know what I found? I found a couple more jars of pear preserves that Mama, that's another, I was talking about things I did. Towards the end, when she wasn't doing blackberry jelly much anymore, she started doing pear preserves. And I found a couple of jars of pear preserves, and they are sitting in there on the shelf, and by golly, I don't think they'll ever get open. I mean, I wanted to eat the salsa, don't get me wrong. I wanted to. She canned it so we would eat it, and I wanted to enjoy something that she had had her hands on. But it was hard for me, because I was like, oh man, this is something my mama had her hands on. It had her handwriting on the top. She had wrote the year. It was special. Y'all, you know, I do some of these things, and I share on my channel and all about canning and about gardening and about growing food and about teaching my children and getting them involved. And sometimes, you know, when it's tough or they don't have nothing to do with it that day, or I'm like, you know, one day they'll appreciate it. One day, you know, they may find a can of something that Mama canned, you know, and have the skill to pass on. And for the most part, my children love being involved in it too. But it's moments like that when, it's moments like that I'm like, okay, that's another, you know, that's one of those reasons that I do what I do. It's why we carry these things on, because they are important. Oh, how many comments have I missed now? I've been sitting here blubbering. Yeah. Yep. Ace paces. We did some of those last year. Easton did. And especially for math. And that worked really well for him. That's one I didn't mention earlier. A month shy of turning 100. What a blessing. What a blessing. All the mosquitoes are coming out. Maybe it'll get too cold for them soon, because those suckers need to go. Those suckers need to go. You know, we were talking earlier about how I am what I am. And I think a lot of that came from, you know, my childhood, the way I was raised, what I've always been a part of. Talking about having a southern accent, or you know, the different things that we do, or different ways that we live. And something that's been on my mind, let me just share it. Should I share it? Let's share it. And y'all, when I share things like this, I don't, I share them because I feel led to. It's something that's on my heart, my mind, something the Holy Spirit's guiding me towards. And I don't ever let anything that comes out of my mouth come out without me being very, very prayerful about it. Even though I share like my day, I share my day in life, I share what I do from day to day, I just share real life with you. But I pray that even in that, the words I say, the things I do would be what God would have me to say, and the way He would have me to live, so that I can always shine a light for Him. All the way down to, you know, southern accent. Hi, Vanessa. And something that had been on my heart lately was And it's something I've been thinking about for a while. And then, I kind of thought, was this just something that I'm feeling, something the Holy Spirit's working in me? Is it something I'm supposed to share about? And then I kept feeling more and more towards, yeah, it's something you share about. I was like, well, we talk about it on a back porch chat. How will we do this? I don't know. Well, I guess we're going to do it right now. And I even watched randomly another YouTuber that I follow shared something very similar. And I was like, okay, well, maybe this is something that needs to be talked about. So that thought is, we have gotten to a place where we demand people to be relatable instead of authentic. And I'm going to be authentic. And I'm not saying that finding people that you can relate to is bad. That's not what I'm saying. I think it's important to have those people that you can look at and come to and realize that you're not alone, because we all go through similar things, right? But I think we've gotten to a place where we demand so much relatability that we don't let people be authentic. And I've never, there's a baby! I've never tried to pretend I'm something I'm not or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying, but I have had, can you want to give him to me? I have had times where I was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't share that because somebody may not think the same way I do, and they may not want to hear about that, or they may not want to see me do that. But what it comes down to it is, that's who I am. It's what I do. Like the chicken butchering video, I kind of thought, ugh, do I want to do this video? Do I want to put this out there? Because I knew that there were people who had found me and were able to relate to me because of other things. And I'm like, well, they may not want to see that. Am I going to scare people off? And that's kind of where I have been more, instead of like, oh, I'm pretending to be something I'm not. That's not it. It's, I've been shying away from things because I'm afraid it may offend someone, or somebody might not want to see it. And so here's the thing. Find the people that you can relate to, but realize that it may not be across the board. It may not be all the time. But if they're good people, that's okay. You don't have to relate on every single level. Grocery hauls. I've even had times where I'm like, well, maybe I shouldn't share grocery hauls because I'm telling people they should garden and they should preserve food and they should do these things. So maybe I shouldn't do grocery hauls. But y'all, I still go to the grocery store. Could I live without the grocery store? Sure. But it's not bad that I go to the grocery store. And it's okay to share that. You see where I'm going with that, though? Like, I had shied away or felt like maybe I shouldn't show certain things. But I need to be authentically me. Authentically me. And if everybody doesn't constantly relate to that, that's okay. So instead of demanding that people be relatable, demand that people be authentic. That's what, yeah. That's what I've been thinking about lately. Be authentic in your day-to-day life too. Like, just have people be who they authentically are. That's what you're going to get from me. That's what they're going to get from us, sweet cheeks. Yeah. All unique. That's right. That's right. None of us are exactly the same. And that's one of the thoughts that I had come to, is like, we're not all exactly the same. We don't all do everything exactly the same. And there's beauty in that. Yes, there is. You say hi? You say hi? I was a few minutes late getting on earlier because this little guy was eating. Yes, were you eating your bites? Yes, so we had to do that first. Let me tell him hello. Yeah. Hi. Isn't he getting so big, y'all? Oh my goodness. He is getting so big. Yes, you are. So big. So big. It is Fletcher. And he is 9 months old. Can you believe it? 9 months old. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. He is growing way too fast. going to be authentic regardless. Sometimes it gets me into trouble. That's all right. That's all right. Fearfully and wonderfully made in the image of our Lord. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. And like I said, I never felt like, I've never pretended to be anything that I'm not. Please don't take it that way. What you see is what you get with me. I just kind of felt myself battling within myself lately. And I'm still just a teeny tiny influencer here. But I kind of found myself, as the audience did grow and you start to get more negative comments, I found myself going, well, maybe I shouldn't show that. Maybe I shouldn't talk about that. Maybe I shouldn't talk about this or that. Y'all, I'm just going to be me. I'm just going to be me the way the good Lord made me. And we will relate to each other on certain things, and we may do certain things differently. And that is okay. Well, you are just a bouncy, bouncy boy. I need to tell Justin to come start working on lighting this grill. Because y'all know, like I said earlier, I sure enough didn't do it. I'm not a grill lighter. Nope. Not that charcoal, at least. I'm telling y'all, it took me like an hour the other night. Probably longer than that. I struggled. I tried. I was like, I'm not going to get that stuff that's got the coating of whatever on it to make it light easier. I'm not doing that. Well, then I had to go find some lighter fluid or whatever it is because I couldn't get it to light. Then I'm like, well, okay, I'll put it on there. It'll burn off. But, well, I couldn't get it to light. I could not get it to light. Couldn't do it. Oh, you are squirming? Are you squirming? You want to look at the comments with Mommy? Oh, sweet loves. Oh, sweet loves. Yeah. You've done scrolled way back up to the top of the comments. I got to get down here so I can see what's going on. Oh, ow. Child. Child. That hurt. This is what he thinks the braids are for. Look, they're all telling you hi, Fletch. Charcoal chimney. You know what? I have been looking into that lately. A charcoal chimney to help light it. And I'm over here, wanting a wood burning stove. And I can't get the charcoal grill to light. Vanessa, you are one of those two that I've always been like, I can count on her to be herself. And I appreciate that so much in you. And I've really enjoyed that you've been back creating videos. I was saying earlier that sometimes we're talking. You got something to say? You got something to say? We was talking earlier about how sometimes I'll watch my friends' videos on the TV. And I'm like, I need to go back and comment. I need to go back and comment. Sometimes I don't get around to it. Y'all, I think you got something to say. They think you're adorable. Yeah, they do. They think you're adorable. Oh, you're a big scratch my face. Good. So, I'm convinced. Da, 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 da. But say he's just blabbering. He doesn't know that he's saying da, da. Do you? Say mama. 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 He was in the bed, in his baby bed the other morning, and he woke up, and I'm telling y'all, he was saying mama. He was calling me. He was wanting me. He said mama. And said it with intention, right? You said it with intention? I'm saying he did. Y'all, I love all of y'all's sweet encouragement. Y'all mean the world to me. Save lint from the dryer and put it in a toilet paper roll. I've heard that as well. See the good in people. See, and that's the thing. We're not all going to see everything exactly the same. We're not all going to believe the same thing. But that doesn't... There are bad people in the world. But believing different from someone, living a different life than someone, having a different approach to to something, doesn't make someone bad. I think you can still find good. If you are following someone who you believe is a good person, there are certain things that you can look at in their life. Now, you have to have your mindset in the right spot and those kinds of things, but you can still, you can find the good. And take into consideration, if you think they're a good person, take into consideration what they might be telling you. Hey, why don't you tell your dad? Hey, will you tell your daddy that I need him to light the grill? Hey, buddy, would you like to come say hi? Huh? Oh, he's cooking them in there. We ain't gotta worry about the grill anyway. Is he cooking them in a cast iron skillet? Wyatt, come here. No. Looks like we're gonna do them in a cast iron skillet inside tonight. Hello. Hello. Well, Wyatt's saying hello from a distance. He's putting his boots on like he thinks he's about to go do something. Ow. What? What? Got it. Got it. Would you like to come say hi? Hi. Well, Mommy's about to have to go inside. Would you like to come say hi? Hi. They're telling you hi too. Hi. Hi. Say hi. Hi. Come here. Come here. No. He's going somewhere, baby. We're not going outside right now. Those mosquitoes will eat you up, and they will carry you off. There's so many mosquitoes out there, they will probably carry you off. Yeah. Okay. He doesn't care. Oh, me. Well, you have to stay right here at your slide, okay? Okay. Oh, me. Cast iron skillet for the win. I'm telling y'all. I cook about anything in a cast iron skillet. Your entire family is beautiful. Thank you. Y'all, thank y'all for hanging out with me tonight. I did not do lives for a long time because they made me nervous. I'm like, oh, who's going to want to get on and hang out with me? Who's going to want to sit down and talk to me for a while? But y'all are my friends. Y'all show up and you hang out with me for a bit. And it always does my heart good. I should have done these sooner. We'll have to plan another one, right? We'll have to plan another one. I love you. I love you, little boy. Well, I sure hope that every one of you, y'all, we are so close to 100. Can we get 100 people on here? I don't think it's at 97 right now. I don't really watch, but I happened to look up and see it was at 97. I wish we could get 3 more on here and hit 100. That sure would be nice. That would be a cool little milestone. Yes. There's 98. We're that much closer, y'all. 2 more and we would be at 100. Y'all don't go nowhere. Let's see if we can get to 100. If not, that's okay, but it sure would be fun. You and Sammy should rotate Friday nights. We should. Maybe that's something I'll talk to her about. Because I know she usually does Friday night lives. Chickens. Running a small radio by the coop helps keep predators away. I hadn't thought about that. I had not thought about that. Talking about chickens, before I get off here, let me share a little fun bit of information with you. Yes, let me share a little bit of fun information with you. So, we have let one of our chickens that was trying to go broody. We had let her sit on some eggs. I can't get a word in. We had let her sit on some eggs. And I'm losing my train of thought, dude. Are you done? anyway, I had just today had been trying to think back and think about dates and how long she'd been sitting on them, and I knew it was somewhere around Labor Day, and I was like, well, we should be getting close. It's getting dark. I know, y'all. I'm almost done. But I thought, well, it should be getting close to. Here, will you take him just a second? About to go in so I can get some light. It should be getting close to the baby chicks hatching, if the eggs were any good, if they were fertilized and had the right conditions, all those kinds of things. Hey, Wyatt, let's go in. It's getting dark. No. Yes. We don't tell Mama no. Not about that. And I went out today to feed the chicks, feed all the chickens. And I kind of moved her just to encourage her to go get some food and water. And I happened to notice that there was a pip in one of the eggs and the little beak sticking out. How about that, y'all? I'm kind of nervous about it. It's the first time. I think he's a dinosaur out there. It's the first time that we've ever let a hen go broody and hatch out chicks. And so I'm kind of nervous about it. I'm nervous about the rooster and the other hens that are in there with her. Should I move her and move the chicks, move her and move the eggs before they hatch? I'm like, oh, I'm nervous now. I'm nervous now that something's going to happen. But I'm like, this is how nature designed it, right? Let the mama hen do her thing. 100! Yay! I saw it. I just happened to see it tick up to 100. 100 people here with us. That's exciting. But now I'm nervous. Because it's like as soon as I saw that little beak, I was like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. There's going to be a baby. So I guess we'll see how it goes. As much as I'm like battling with going and getting the mama and the eggs out, putting them in something separate. Have y'all done that? Have y'all had a broody hen before? What did y'all do? Because now all of a sudden I'm nervous. Now I'm nervous. All right, it's dark. We made it to 100. Thank y'all so much. I hope y'all have a blessed weekend. Can you see me still? I hope so. But I hope y'all have a blessed weekend. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. It sure made my day. I'm always so encouraged with our time together. Y'all have a great weekend. I love y'all. See you later. Bye. Bye. They're all saying bye too.